If you're anything like me, you might use your curling iron or straightener on your hair up to 6 times per week. But how do we make sure that we're using our heat tools correctly and carefully? Charlotte Boxley from Rock Paper Beauty Lounge joins us to answer those questions and offer a few tips. Thanks so much for coming in. I needed you. My hair needed you. So the first tip you have is to take a day off.
Yeah, so the best thing you can do for your hair is really take that day off. So if you have a great style that you feel like you woke up in the morning, it looks pretty good, but maybe your roots got a little bit oily overnight, you can just use a dry shampoo or something like that and kind of finger comb it back into place, maybe use a little hairspray to reactivate that. Okay. Or if you can't go that route, it's good to maybe play off your natural texture and use something like a sea spray and a curl cream to kind of get that natural texture to look a little nicer.
Okay, then you're not getting the heat on it, which can be kind of killer. Okay, your next tip is to know what heat setting to use. I think this is so important.
Absolutely. So actually, if you think about it, most of the heat tools that are being made these days go all the way up to almost 500 degrees.
Yeah.
And asphalt is actually melted at 410. So if you think about that, it's really important to be sure that you're using your heat tool properly. Okay. If you have color treated hair, especially highlights, you should be going from 250 to 300. If you have normal hair, you can get away with 300 to 350. And then if you have a little coarser hair and you have to turn it up a little bit more, you can be in the 350 to 400 range. But with all of those, you need to be putting the heat protectant on that hair first.
So does it matter if your hair is like thicker? Like, is it harder to curl thicker hair?
Absolutely. If your hair is a little bit thicker and coarser, it is more challenging to get it to curl or to flatten.
Okay. And then your next tip is to use protection. This is very important.
Absolutely. Okay. So using professional products that are made to protect the hair up to 450 degrees, I think is one of the most important tips that any girl can get. I think that it's really important to use one while your hair is wet or damp before you blow dry, and then again when it's dry before you flat iron or curl.
Got it. Okay, and that should be an everyday thing.
Every day.
Okay, got it. The next one is to keep it moving. So this is actually when you are curling your hair, right?
Yeah, so while you're curling, make sure that you're keeping that iron moving, or when you're flat ironing, don't be sitting there going over that same piece slowly.
Okay. Make sure you're moving it so that it doesn't have the heat on it for like a long period of time. I have seen the videos of the women curling their hair and they like hold it for like 30 seconds and their hair literally breaks off.
Absolutely, and damage like that is undoable.
Oh, it's so scary. Okay, and then your next tip is that not all tools are created equal.
Yeah, so I really recommend finding a good professional tool. Your hairdresser can definitely recommend you something great.
Okay.
But Babyliss, GHD, T3, Paul Mitchell all make great tools.
Okay, and that is, I mean, everything from straighteners to, I use a wand.
Yeah.
They make wands too.
They make wands.
And hair curlers. And then post-heat hydration. So that's after you've curled it?
So after you've curled it, a good thing to do is to run like a good kind of drier feeling oil over your ends, just so your ends don't get super dry throughout the day, and then using a good deep conditioner at least once a week is really going to get your hair back in that optimum condition.
Now the first one that you mentioned, is that something you can use kind of throughout the day?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you feel like your hair's gotten a little bit dry by the end of the day, you can throw a little on your fingertips and just run it through your ends.
Yeah, I definitely feel like that happens to me. Okay, and if somebody wants to find Rock Paper Beauty Lounge, where are you guys located?
We're located on the corner of 2nd Campbell and the Ponce de Leon.
Great. Thank you so much for coming in. And if you want a recap of what we talked about, all these tips, we'll have it on our website. Just go to daytimeblueridge.com.